Hiya. Welcome back to another brand new episode of Tritoncraft Season 2, and we are standing in front of the doors of a moment, ladies and gentlemen, to see if this farm is going to do what it finally need to do. We're still out here, of course, at our combined Guardian and Ink farm. Whoa, gee, whoa. Yes, oh my God. These sounds are so loud. Turn them off. Okay, much better. But yes, we are standing in front of the doors to see if at long last we can make this farm actually achieve a goal that we really wanted to achieve, and that is the automatic craftification of some items. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sea Lantern Auto Crafting. This is a RaiseWorks Auto Crafter multi-item design meant for 9-slot items. The only drawback that I really feel exists with this design is the fact that you have to have this, like the torches back here, activated by these comparators, which requires a full signal, like 5 full stacks of items in the hoppers here in order to craft. But since, I mean, especially for the crystals, like the crystals ain't gonna have nothing to do with nothing. Like they're just gonna be in there just doing their thing. And hopefully we will not run into any issues with crafting. But in order to do that, we need to start outputting these items into our Bubble systems here. Of course, we've got items coming from down below. And we need to get some soul sand in place. And we need to see if these will work to feed items into our farm here. And then, of course, if our farm will produce items once the hoppers and everything fill up. So let's grab some soul sand here, and let's see if we can't make this thing work. I'm super nervous, but I'm super excited as well. I need 2 pieces of soul sand here. All right, so let's go ahead and boop. And then we're going to get our second one in here. I don't want to get stuck in here, though. So let's go ahead and get over in our little hidey hole here. Bam, just like that. And then we should, I believe, click it. There we go. We should be pretty well set in terms of our bubble vaders for both our crystals and our shards coming up from down below. But let's actually go ahead and take a look and make sure everything is working. How the... Okay, step 1 is complete. We now have full flowing bubble columns coming up into our auto crafting system here. So first thing we're going to do is flip on the crystals, because we already have enough crystals in there actually to flip on that comparator and to flip off that redstone torch. So all we need to do is just go ahead and flip the torches, flip this thing, this switchy thingy. All we got to do is flip the switch, and we should actually just see items flowing immediately. Let's see what our overflow system looks like here. This does occasionally, even with 4 item sorters, this occasionally does still get prismarine shards in it. Unfortunately, like, I'd have to add even more impulse SV item sorters in order to, like, pull those out of there, which I'm not going to do. I mean, that's only, but I mean, in terms of what we gain, it's probably not even close to that. You know, in terms of what we gain. So yeah, let's go ahead and flip our switch on here. And so we've got items being dumped down here, and they're splashing down into our water stream. Let's follow them along here. Let's see if they're making the journey okay. No hold points, no stick points. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so what is the issue here? I grabbed water, but I'm still underwater right there. Oh, there's another water source flowing this way. That's what that is. Okay, well, let's... Oh, that's backflowing into here. Oh, no. Well, we're going to have to move our sign then, and I got it all. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's eat. No, where'd the sign get? Ah! Oh, there's the sign. It was behind me. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this back up again here. Okay, so there we go. There's our now output. So now it's dry in here. Glad I used a bucket of water to grab. Bam. So there we go. Those will now flow that way. Okay, let's try this again. Once again, we've got crystals flowing freely. Let's go ahead and follow them along on their journey again. Oh, went too far. Okay, boom, right up over here into our bubble vader. All the way up to the top of our system here, and then all the way down, flowing right into our hopper. Okay, so that is sea lanterns, prismarine crystals, I should say, all done and dusted. So now let's get our shards set. For the shards, I should just need to dig into the floor over here and find the one and just put a torch on it. I think... There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I took all the torches out of these systems here, so it should be this one right here. So let's just go ahead and pop that on there. And we'll do the same thing with this. We'll follow this along here. Follow these down. They splash in. Take the turn. Down, 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 down. Straight into our bubble vader. No issues here. Actually, this was too short to put another thing of water in here, so... Up come our prismarine shards like this, up into our system here, and then flowing straight forward into this thing here. And now we watched, well, both of our torches are off now, which means both of these hoppers are full. Yeah, I don't know. I play this stupid fail sound drop, Nick, you idiot. Like in Ray's design, there was he had the crafter pointing up, and he had a barrel on top of this that redstone signal was going into, but this is the block that's receiving power for the crafter, as far as I know. See? The crafter goes off that way. What if these are in subtract mode? I don't understand what subtract mode even is. I don't even know. I'm just trying... Why don't you work? Is this clock not... Is the delay not long enough, or is it too long? I don't know. See, but the clock doesn't start... It doesn't start over, and I don't understand why. Like, why does it not... Like, if I just sit here and do this, it'll freaking do it. I hate redstone. This is why I hate redstone. This is why I do not build redstone contraptions. Because I get so mad, I get so frustrated when they do not work, and I do not know how to fix it. Like, I can't look at this and be like, oh, it's definitely this thing is getting us blah, blah, blah from this and that. And I know I was proud of myself when I managed to suss out what was wrong with my my melon and pumpkin farm, but I've built that farm before. Like, I've built it before, so like I sort of have an understanding of it. These things, I have no freaking clue with these auto crafters, like what the hell you're supposed to do, especially the ones that are like multi-item crafters like this, where you need to have all 9 slots open in order to produce one item. Like, I don't understand why it can't. Like, I get that it needs a redstone pulse in order to activate, but why the hell won't it pulse? Like, why is the clock not, like, the clock's not working? This is the part that's not working back here. How did you deal with the frustration, Sir Graham, when Daventry was under attack and there was a dragon and witches and you were jumping into the moat and getting eaten by things and all sorts of other things? But there are crocodiles in the moat, right? I think there are crocodiles in the moat. Oh my god, that went on for another agonizing 15 minutes before I finally went back to the Ray's Works video and sussed out what the hell the problem was, including me building an etho hopper clock to try to circumvent the timer that was built into the whole thing. I include all this stuff in the video just because, like, you know what? It's okay to just stop, take a breath, back away from the computer, and then figure out a better solution for it, instead of just trying to, like, literally, like, power forward like I do sometimes. Like, I get so frustrated, and then I'll be like, no, I have to figure this out, like, right this minute. No, no, it just doesn't, it doesn't, you know, would Sir Graham have been able to save the Kingdom of Daventry if he had just powered ahead, you know, and climbed that beanstalk, you know, willy-nilly? No, he would have had to save the game and attempt it 50,000 times because of that one really tricky part with the really small leaf on, like, the 3rd or 4th screen. I can't remember which one it was, but my brother remembers dying 50 million times on that stupid beanstalk too. Anyway, back to it. So I still don't have all the systems set up here in terms of item collection. We just have janky chests kind of coming out of these systems right now to auto-collect the items that we're crafting. But I downloaded the world download in the Ray's Works video just to be like, what in the heck am I doing wrong here? Because this was getting so, like, frustrating to me. I don't know how much of that's actually going to make it into the video or not, but I was so angry, so frustrated. But these aren't supposed to be comparators. These are supposed to be repeaters on 4 ticks coming out of the block with the torch on it, and that's what starts the clock. You see the clock is actually still running here, even though we're not auto-crafting anything because we actually don't have any crystals right now. So, yeah, I still got to figure that out. We got to get, like, a 1-wide tileable dropper vader So that way we can set up our items to be put into our main storage area where we actually want to have that once the time comes. Once we actually get that, once we actually get time for that setup. What do you think, guy? He doesn't know. I promise you he doesn't know. But at any rate, if we take a look down here, down in the depths of the beast here, down below our conduit, I guess equal with our conduit, bam! We now have another one of these exact same setups down here. And this one, of course, you can tell probably by the block that's surrounding it is crafting our dark prismarine. So this is entirely set up here. Here is our shards that come from, where does that come from? Let's track all these lines. I love to just like going through underground and just like tracking all these lines. Some of you purists might be like, oh my God, what are you doing that for? But I could never show all this stuff if I didn't like have this, if I didn't have the cam. So at any rate, like here's our dispenser for the shards for the sea lanterns right here. This is the one that goes to the dark prismarine. So that one gets dropped down here just a little bit below that, and it goes over here. And then we had to thread the needle, come over here, up over here, up over here, and then down into our auto crafter. And of course, up above here is where our single-use auto crafter is for our ink collection system. When ink gets delivered by the allays into the system, it goes into here and gets turned into black dye. And then down below it goes, and again, we just have to get the items out of this system here. This is actually still auto crafting, which is actually great. We've actually got a ton of black ink, and it only uses 1 black ink per like 8 dark prismarine. So it's like really, really easy to just kind of like have that full, because I have tons and tons of ink in there. I mean, eventually I think I would probably run out of that and like not have as much, but I figured we have this mine shaft out here, we may as well use it. So yeah, we decided to take some time to use it. I don't understand why I'm out of crystals. I've got tons and tons of prismarine shards, but there are just no crystals in the system. I worry though that there's no overflow that's going to stop anything from doing anything necessarily, just because of the way the systems work. Like there's no overflow that can stop it. I don't know. I got to think of a different solution for this problem right here. And I think maybe the solution is going to be taking these impulse SV item sorters, taking the feed lines that come off of these for the shards, putting it into one of the little item distributors, the 50/50 item splitter there, and then redistributing those items into this system. So that way our crystals, or our shards, excuse me, are still getting split up exactly where they need to be. But I don't necessarily know what the best course of action here is, but we're going to stay the course, and we're going to keep doing what we need to do and keep working on stuff. And, you know, hopefully we can get the redstone in this farm 100% up to snuff here. So, hey, you doing okay? You calm down now? I was so mad. Boom, boom, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. This is my life. This is my life. Welcome back. Oh, welcome back to our combined Guardian / Ink Farm. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, it's done. It's finally... Okay, hold please. Okay, I'm so... My God. Well, I can't even... It is done. Now, it's still going to be decorated, which will come in the final part of this whole series, because I want to do a whole bunch of more decorative touches out here, including burying this wall of chests that is now right inside of our entrance, where, of course, we've got our 4 main blocks that we are constructing here inside of the farm. Little beautiful dropper elevators that we have in here to elevate our items up into our different storage silos. I've got these on the floor. I don't know if I'm going to leave those there. I think I want to get mini blocks and pop mini blocks onto some of these, and maybe a sign or something like that. We've got sea lanterns right now being delivered from our sea lantern production system, which was the last one that I just hooked up here. But I think the best way to do this is let's go through this entire system and let's flip everything on, and let's actually see this bad boy in full action. Yeah, I want to bury all this. Like, all this needs to get buried. I mean, you could see, like, all this exposed redstone stuff. I really, really want to get this hidden now. I had to even put observers outside of the ocean monument. Look at this. Like, we had to have some observers out here for the dropper vader just to fit it in here. That's how ridiculous this absolute nonsense was here. But yeah, let's go through, and we're going to flip on every single primary system in this farm. Starting with our first change here, we now have our item splitter here. So I completely redid our Impulse SV item sorter here. We used to have it set up so the first 4 modules were prismarine shards and then the next 3 were crystals. We flipped it. So now the first 3 are crystals and the next 4 are prismarine shards. So that way I could add this into the system here, and then we could have all of our shards combined into a single feed into a little shooter system that goes into our first prismarine shard 50-50 item splitter here. This is to split it equally into the next 2 item splitters, of course, the ones that are downstairs that we had down here before. This is to ensure that all the processes that are part of this farm, all of them get the same amount of prismarine shards no matter what. Everything is going to be perfectly, nicely, evenly split up instead of being lopsided one way or the other. I stuck some of the warped trapdoors on the floor where dark prismarine should be, and then we did copper trapdoors for the rest of it, just kind of trying to match up with the color motif a little bit for the floor design. I knew I was going to end up shoving something in the space in here. I didn't know if it was necessarily going to be this or not, but you know, here it is. I mean, it is what it is. We had to do it. So we're now splitting all of our prismarine that comes in into this thing here, and then it gets subdivided into all of our different categories from there. Our minecart should be running right now. Let me make sure neither of them is stuck. No, looks like we're okay. We don't have either one of them stuck. Because, Lord knows, every once in a while, one of them will just get stuck. I'll just peep in the farm there, and I'll just see one parked just sitting there. So, we're kind of in the belly of the beast down here now. We have 4 separate shutoff switches down here. I talked about adding this one here. This is the main feed for all of our prismarine shards after they've already been subdivided. So let me show you that really quick. So down in here where we've got our 4 different systems that feed into our sea lanterns, our dark prismarine, etc., 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 we now have a little repeater system. All this redstone coming into this area here, and that of course is connected into just a little, you know, torch elevator like system to send the signal down from our main switch, so we can shut all of those feed systems off immediately. We can shut our disposal system off immediately. It is on currently, I believe, right? Is it? No, it's not. It's not on. We have our, of course, our prismarine crystal system that we of course had to move. That is in here. That is currently off. And then we have the main prismarine feed system as well. So this is actually the system that feeds it into the first splitter upstairs. So I don't know why I put 2 in here for this, but whatever. I mean, I kind of wanted to have a shutoff switch wherever there was going to be a water flow system, because I don't want prismarine shards just getting shot off into the water streams and then just sitting there, right? Like that could end up causing lag, or like, you know, getting a whole bunch of entities crammed into whatever. So yeah, this is the main input line. They come from here. From here, they feed all into these four things here, and then they follow this hopper line all the way down over here, and of course into the little dropper thing where they then get shot into the water. Boop, boop, and then boop, and then up into our oh, it's up here. Yeah. Up into our 50-50 splitter up there. And yeah, so these are all set, and I mean, you want to see something crazy. The cheaty cam allows me to see the absolute broken amount of spaghetti tunnels that we now have, and it doesn't load all of them. It's not like a perfect thing, but like you could just see, if we bop around in here, all of these different bubble vaders and water lines that we have feeding all of these different processes in here. We're producing our, I've got them surrounded by the color of the brick it is. So this is prismarine brick, and of course this is prismarine block in here. If you ever wonder why I surround the water streams and everything with the block that we're making, it's because when I'm digging through, like for making this farm, because I knew this was going to be just a spaghetti mess. I really didn't plan this thing very well. Okay. So I knew it was going to be a big spaghetti mess. So I decided to utilize the block that way. When I put the systems in place, I knew exactly what was going to happen. This of course is our main, well, no, that's not it. Oh, it's right here. Wait. Yeah, it's right here. It now falls directly like behind where this thing is, like directly behind where the item storage system is, which is absolutely ridiculous. But like I said, I mean, it's just an absolutely insane amount of spaghetti all over the place down here. You can see even this feed line here. This is our dark prismarine system right here that's fed in from our ink and from our prismarine shards that get carried in here. Of course, we've got our conduit in here. So anyway, there are just an absolute like profuse amount of different water systems and everything like that flowing all over the place. So we're actually going to go ahead and bop and bop And bop, and bop. We have our guardian killing floor where we are just letting guardians get murdered en masse on our magma blocks here. Minecart hoppers roll underneath and collect up all of our items, which is absolutely amazing. Those items get deposited into this primary water system here, and now it's going to be tricky to even get the cheaty came in here to see the whole thing because of the way I've got this whole thing pivoted in here. Those get delivered to these minecart stations here. There's another one over on the other side over there. And those get fed into this system by this little double dispenser action here. And they get fed into the primary system, of course, over here, up into here, Guardian Farm output, there we go, bam, and into, of course, our Impulse SV item sorter, which I know I've talked about a number of different times. From here, our crystals and our shards get collected up, and our shards, again, we just followed the path, they get delivered into the dropper system downstairs and dispensed up into this system, which splits the items in half once, and then they go downstairs to be split in half again. So that way we can have 4 separate but equal feeds for our prismarine shards. Our crystals, meanwhile, get trucked over to where our sea lanterns are being created. And then this, of course, again, is our garbage chute, which just gets dumped into lava down at bedrock. For whatever reason, I added that. I don't know why we added it down there, but we added it down at bedrock. So once we follow these feed systems down here, again, our shards are getting split here. And then down here, we've got all 4, and I love the symphony of these things. Look at this. Just blasted all these things right out of here at the same clip. Shard after shard after shard going into different processes. We have our prismarine being constructed here. You see it pop out of there. Boop. Up the water bubble vader it goes. Over here, we've got prismarine brick being constructed. Bop. There it goes. Up, out, and around it goes. Some of these, snaking some of these paths around here was just, because every time I would keep digging, I would hit more brick or more prismarine block because I would run into different stuff. But again, we've got shards feeding directly into that system there. Then up here it is. Yep, up here we are, of course, constructing our, and oh my god, my shards are backed up down here. We've got our sea lanterns getting constructed in here. Bop. Send that guy out there into the water stream there. And of course, last but not least, we have our 4 collection systems out here for ink, which all of our allays have abandoned their duties, except for a handful of them, but some of them are still out here trying to get their jobs done, which is nice, and I appreciate you guys. They grab all of the ink that is dropped by any of the squids that are murdered by the Guardians out here, and they deliver it to those 4 systems, which are in turn delivered way down to here, where the ink sacks are then converted into black ink. There we go. We got one coming in there. Abop, 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 and vomits it in and throws it in there. I added extra storage in here. This is a stupidly productive black ink farm. If I ever need black concrete for whatever reason or anything like that, I'm going to have it for days and days and days, y'all. And of course, we have our dark prismarine auto crafting system being set up here. Bam. There we go. Bam, there we go, another dark prismarine, and again, all this stuff is now getting sent to our central storage location up here, right here, and it gets sent up these little observer platform thingies. I didn't want to put just nothing but sea lanterns, so I used polished diorite in place of the sea lanterns just to know that it was what block was in what place. But yeah, this all comes into this system here. Like I said, it was really fun trying to snake all these waterways and all these pathways in here to make sure everything stayed connected. But I mean, it's fully operational. We can just AFK here, maybe overnight. This is my favorite thing to look at whenever just the observer faces, just with the, it's like they're I don't know why I get such a kick out of that, but I do. I think I am going to come down here really quick because I want to go save those allays, and I want to hit this clutch here too. Dang it! I really want, that water pipe system is open, and I really want to hit it one of these times, but I keep missing it. That's the first time I've actually died from it, though. I'm sure I played the fail sound drop in there, but Nick, if you didn't, you gotta play it, man. I just love this so much. Now that it's built, now that the stressful, frustrating part of it is over and that it's built, I mean, again, I just love this. There's just this synchronized just spitting of all these items out into all these different water streams. I know there's got to be different, more efficient ways of doing all this kind of stuff, but you know what? Damn it, it's mine and I love it. It's mine and I absolutely love it. And it is like, I am very quickly, probably one overnight, I'm going to have more prismarine of all kinds, sea lanterns, everything, than I'll ever have any idea what to do with. And it's all going to get delivered right to this central storage system, so I don't have to go through the farm and collect it myself or craft it myself. I do love the auto crafter. Once I kind of know the recipes and once I kind of start to like learn about them and understand how they work, it becomes less frustrating. So big ups to Razeworks for these designs. The Silent Whisperer designs I've obviously used to create the prismarine brick and the prismarine block. And also a huge shout out to Mindstop. That's where I found the design for this one wide tileable elevator. Like, I needed something that was going to be tileable that I could fit into this space here. I wasn't expecting to have something jutting out from the wall like that, but in order to get the chests kind of up to the ceiling where I wanted them to be, I had to take the observers this high in the item elevator, which, I mean, like I said, we're already sharing some outside space here, so this is bad enough. Like, I didn't want to have anything else. Like, I mean, where else would we go? Like, we just start digging into that stuff, and then with the dark with the, what is that? Polished deep slate, I think. Yeah, with the polished deep slate there and all the foliage and everything like that, you can't tell what that is. You can't see that, like, literally even a little bit. So, you know, I had to build it this high in order to get it to this place where we could deliver the items into the wall of chests here for our storage. Like I said, I mean, I'll be able to sit here for like a night or two, and like I'll literally have all I'll ever need. Anyway, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time here with me in Season 2 of Tritoncraft. We're approaching episode 20 already. What do you guys want to see for episode 20? Should we do a world tour kind of thing? Would you like to tour the world and see all the stuff that we have done so far? We haven't done a lot, to be 100% honest. We did the village. Now we've done this. That's kind of it. That's kind of it. We haven't really. Maybe we'll push off the world tour thing. We haven't done enough to earn a world tour yet, so we'll have to wait on that nonsense. But thank you so much for watching. Hit the bell, do all the subscription stuff, leave a comment down below. That really does help me out a lot. And I will see you in the next episode of Tritoncraft Season 2. Do something to make your corner of the world a little bit better. Take good care of yourselves. See you next Saturday.